Hi guys, it's Mitch from all Things Aquatic here, and we are adding new fish into our nano cube. We've got another pair of clowns right here, normal orange, really nice vibrant colours, and we're going to show you how to acclimate your new fish. We like to drip acclimate our fish. We find it's the safest, easiest way of adding the fish. Keeps them nice and calm. You should be able to, at the end of drip acclimating, net your fish in, put them into the tank, give them 15-20 minutes to settle, and then feed. What we're going to do on the drip acclimation, we're going to use a 2.5 litre pail and a TMC Aqua Habitat's drip acclimation kit. And these make it really easy compared to an old airline with a knot in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the bag for the fish, put them into the pail, and then we're going to start the drip from the main tank. Make sure you turn any auto top-up machines off. You want the salinity to stay the same. What we're going to do then is let the water double in height, then we remove half of it, and that gives us, in the pail for the new fish, a 50-50 mix. Then we're going to let it double again and halve it again, and that gives us a 75% new, it's 25% old mix. And we're going to do it again, gives us 87.5% new water, 12.5% old. We do it another time, and it gives us 93.75% new water, 6.25% old, and we do it one more time to give us 97% new water in the pail and 3% old. That's close enough. You can always use a refractometer or some sort of salinity tester to test the salinity. What you do is you test the salinity in the pail, test it in your tank, make sure they're identical. You do the same with temperature. pH is another popular one to do. We do that quite often, and we'll test the pH between the two waters just to make sure it's absolutely identical before we then net the fish and put them into our new tank. When you receive your fish, they'll be in a bag, all done up like this. What you can do while you're getting everything ready is you can just float the bag in your tank. That'll make sure any temperature is a little more equalised. It shouldn't drop too much unless you're on a fair distance away from your local fish shop. If you're within an hour, it's not going to drop a huge amount, so you should be fine. If you're a little bit further than an hour away, it may be advisable just to pick yourself up a little poly box, and every time you buy fish, corals, inverts, anything like that, put them in the poly box. It'll keep the temperature nice and stable. It'll also keep it nice and dark and keep the fish nice and calm. Let's get to it. This is the tank they're going into. This is our nano cube. This has been running for about 3.5 years now, and we used to have a pair of midnight clowns in here, which you've probably seen on some of our older videos, full of little bubble tip anemones. We've got one other fish in there, is a little yellow clown goby. We've got our pail and our acclimation kit. We'll just put that to one side. We'll put our pail on the floor, then we get our fish. Now, let's see if it'll focus. The way we do our bags up here, and most fish shops do this, you should be able to pull this tab and the bands pop off, and there'll be a little loop right there in the elastic bands, and you just pull that loop and the bag's undone. No need to get a nice pair of scissors, nice rusty in salt water. Right, so we've got our pail ready, the bag's open for our fish. What we do is you put the bag slowly in the pail, fold the edges round, and you pick the corner of the bag up nice and slowly. You see, you pull the bag up and there's no pouring, no violent movements. You can see nicely how our pail is half full. So we get our acclimation kit. So these have a nice acrylic hook. They have a squeezy bit. This is well used, hence. They have a squeezy bit here which you can use to start the siphon, and they have a valve attached to them as well. I tend not to use that. I find having it just off and running it at full pelt, at full siphon, works perfectly with this small diameter of tubing. So this small diameter tubing works really nicely for acclimating fish in a 2.5 litre pail. We want to start with it half full. We've got it perfect right here. If you need to remove water, this is the time you do it, to get it about halfway. Either make a Sharpie mark on the side or just a mental note of where the water level is. Let's hook our acclimation kit over the top. We'll just pop the lid back, hang it over there, and what we can do is just squeeze this ball here, and that starts our siphon. So you can see the siphon going. We're just going to lay that in the tub and let it fill up. Right, okay, we've doubled the water now. Now we can remove half again. That gives us a 50-50 mix, and then go on to stage 2 of our acclimation. Measuring jug, bucket. And all you do is carefully jug the water out into the bucket, back to your original start mark. Leave the acclimation line going. There's no need to stop it. There we go, we're back at our original start line. We'll let it run again. While we're acclimating, that's when I like to have a cup of tea and some biscuits. Stage 2 is complete, so we're going to do another drain, go to stage 3. So now we're at 75% new water, 25% old water, so we're getting there. Right, so I'm about halfway through my tea, I'm all out of custard creams, and we're ready for another drain. So we're now at 87.5% new water, 12.5% old water. There we go, so we're at stage 4. At this point I'm just going to test the salinity and the temperature just to see how close we are. This is a Mantis digital refractometer. There we go, so we're at 1.025 on the salinity and 24.6 on the temperature in the pail. Let's test our tank. We're 1.025 on the tank and 25.3 on the temperature. So we'll give them another little bit just to get the temperature a little bit closer, and then we will get them in. I've also prepared my salt water for filling the tank back up again. This is fresh water. I've just let it sit near a radiator to warm up, so it's relatively close to the temperature of the tank. Just tested the water in the pail and the tank, and we are exactly the same on the salinity, 1.025, and we're 0.2 degrees out on temperature. That's damn near close enough. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our net, we're going to go catch the fish. First, remove the Acclamation Kit. Put that to one side. We get our net. We catch our fish. Catch our fish. Just let them in nice and gently. And spin the net under the water just like that. Lets them out nice and gently without getting anything tangled up in the net. Right, now what we need to do is fill the tank back up. What I'm using here to fill this tank up is a 5 litre measuring jug with a flexible spout. It's really handy for filling up tanks and top up tanks as well. Again, this is available on our store. I'll put a link up and in the description. Helps reduce spills. There we go. That's 2 new clownfish in our nano cube. If you would like any more information on acclimating your fish, or if you've got anything that's slightly odd that you just want to double check that this is the right method, please don't be afraid email me on info@allthingsaquatic.co.uk. You can also direct message me on Instagram, we're at allthingsaquatic, and you could also message me on Facebook, again All Things Aquatic UK that time, but if you search All Things Aquatic it should come up. Look for the logo. Also on Ultimate Reef, we are a sponsor on there. It's a fantastic forum, you should sign up. If you go down to our forum section, there's a post right at the top that's pinned called Our Quarantine Procedure. It details what we do with our fish when they first come in. We quarantine them for a minimum 25 days. It also has the acclimation guide on there. It's what we do, but if you want those numbers and those stages and how many times to fill and drain your tank, it's all on there. Again, if you want, just put a post up on there. As soon as I can, I'll reply and help you. There's a good community as well, and they'll always help you. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please comment down below. Any suggestions welcome. Anything you want to see, want talked about, want discussed, we'll do a video on it. Just let me know what you want to know. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check out our website www.allthingsaquatic.co.uk, our Facebook page and Instagram, and I hope to see you soon.